Before we begin, if you're ready to be inspired, encouraged, and uplifted, please like this video and subscribe to our channel so you never miss a moment of God's powerful truth. Now, let's begin. You thought it was over. Everyone gave. You were starting to lose hope. But that's exactly when he shows up. Because Jesus doesn't arrive early. He steps in right on time. Today, let me take you on a journey, a story of miracles, faith, and divine timing. Because when it looks impossible, that's when Jesus steps in. You thought it was over. Everyone gave up. Even you were starting to lose hope. But that's exactly when he shows up. Because Jesus doesn't arrive early. He steps in right on time. Today, let me take you on a journey, a story of miracles, faith, and divine timing. Because when it looks impossible, that's when Jesus steps in. There comes a time in life when your strength runs out. When friends walk away, when the night is long and silent, you've prayed, but heaven is quiet. It feels like the end. But God never said your feelings determine the finish. He said his word does. Be still and know that I am God. Psalm 46:10. Lazarus was sick. They sent word to Jesus. But Jesus waited. Days passed, and Lazarus died. To them, it was too late. But for Jesus, it was perfect timing. Jesus said, "This sickness will not end in death." John 11:4. You see, God's delay is not his denial. He steps in not when we expect him, but when it reveals his glory. 12 years of bleeding, 12 years of isolation, 12 years of pain. She was forgotten, invisible, but not to Jesus. She reached out, touched his robe, and power flowed. Jesus said, "Daughter, your faith has healed you." She didn't get an appointment. She didn't shout. But Jesus felt her faith, and he stepped in. The storm came without warning. The waves crashed, the winds howled, the disciples panicked. But Jesus slept. They shouted, "Teacher, don't you care if we drown?" Mark 4:38. Then Jesus stood up and said, "Peace, be still." And the storm obeyed. Friend, storms don't scare the Savior. When you can't calm the waves, let Jesus step in. Peter had denied him 3 times. The sound of the rooster was a reminder of failure. But Jesus didn't condemn him. He cooked him breakfast. Jesus asked, "Peter, do you love me?" Grace meets guilt. Mercy meets mistakes. Jesus steps in to restore what shame tried to destroy. The crowd mocked. The nails pierced. The earth trembled. To the world, Jesus lost. But in heaven, a victory shout was rising. Jesus declared, "It is finished." John 19:30. Nobody expected the Son of God to die. But nobody expected the tomb to be empty either. Early Sunday morning, the stone was rolled away. The grave was defeated, and hope was alive. Death couldn't hold him. The enemy couldn't stop him. And the world would never be the same again. Still today, he steps in. In hospitals, in prison cells, in quiet bedrooms at 2 a.m., he steps into depression, into addiction, into brokenness. What the enemy meant for evil, God uses it for good. You may feel like it's too late. You may feel unworthy, but the cross already covered that. The blood already paid for that. Jesus is ready to step in. Don't give up. The author is still writing your story. He left the 99 to find the one. He broke rules for the woman at the well. He walked into Samaria when others walked around it. Jesus doesn't avoid your mess. He steps right into it. Because he's not afraid of your story. He came to rewrite it. Are you tired? Are you worn out by the weight of life? Jesus said, "Come to me, all who are weary, and I will give you rest." Matthew 11:28. He's calling. Let him step in. Joseph was thrown in a pit, sold, forgotten. But then God stepped in. What others meant to break him, God used to lift him. Your pain has a purpose. Your trial has a timing. Jesus is stepping into your situation right now. This is not the end. This is the beginning. Let today be the moment everything changes. Let today be when Jesus steps into your life, into your marriage, into your thoughts. Would you invite him in? Would you pray this with me? Jesus, I've tried it on my own. I've failed, I'm hurt, I've doubted, but today I asked you, step in. Take my brokenness. Take my heart. I believe you are the Son of God, and I give you my life. You may not feel different yet, but heaven heard, and Jesus stepped in. Now walk forward, with faith, with hope, with boldness, because when nobody expected it, Jesus showed up, and he'll keep showing up, again and again. Life felt dry, barren, like nothing good could grow anymore. Can these bones live? Suddenly a wind begins to blow. From the dust, life begins to form. Dry bones rattle and rise. Jesus speaks, I am the resurrection and the life. What was dead, I made it alive. One desperate night, one heartfelt prayer. Jesus enters the scene silently, laying a hand on the person's shoulder. I heard you, and I'm here now. When the storm wouldn't stop, fear grew louder than faith. Suddenly, Jesus walks calmly on the water. Peace, be still. The sea quiets. So does the soul. One touch changed a lifetime of pain. A woman crawling through a crowd, just trying to touch the hem of his robe. Jesus stops, turns. Who touched me? She trembles. Your faith has made you whole. Caught in shame, she thought judgment was all that was left. Visuals. A woman thrown at Jesus' feet, surrounded by angry voices holding stones. Jesus kneels, writes in the dust. He looks up. Let the one without sin cast the first stone. Silence. One by one, stones fall. Jesus to the woman. Neither do I condemn you. Go and sin no more. Waiting hurts, especially when heaven feels silent. Time passing, clocks ticking, a man praying, watching doors stay closed. Then Jesus appears with keys in hand. Delay is not denial. I was preparing the best. They said it's too late. A funeral, tears, final goodbyes. But Jesus shows up at the tomb. Jesus, Lazarus, come forth. A gasp, a rustle. Life returns. Jesus, I am never too late. Two hearts broken, walking away from hope. Two men walking a dusty road, discouraged. Jesus joins them in disguise, listens, talks, breaks bread. Suddenly they recognize him. Did not our hearts burn within us when he spoke? You thought he was far away, but he's closer than you think. A lonely person in a quiet room, lights off, tears flowing. Suddenly, a glow. Jesus sits beside them. He says, I will never leave you, nor forsake you. What the enemy meant for harm, God turned into a miracle. A family restored, chains broken, smiles returning. You thought it was over, but I've only just begun. If you've ever felt forgotten, alone, beyond redemption, remember, Jesus is ready, always. He steps in at the last second, and everything changes. Like this video and subscribe to our channel, because the next moment could be the one where Jesus shows up for you.